Hey, this is Jeff for TechZulu, and tonight we are here with Matt Hessinger for Bytes by MSDN. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic.
Awesome. So we got a couple fun questions for you.
Cool.
The first question is what technology would you recommend for developers for this summer?
I think the first thing, and it's probably getting a lot of press, if they haven't already thought about it, Silverlight is one of the hottest things. If you're into UI, if you're into doing cool visualization, Silverlight is definitely a cool technology to look at.
What would be 3 to 5 technologies you recommend in general?
.NET Framework, I'd look at the latest version of Visual Studio, so look at some of the visualization, the architecture tools within there. Workflow, so you start thinking about business process.
Workflow with WCF?
Yeah, you could just do all the W star F, just get it all out of the way. I think that's a good place to start. And if that doesn't take you all summer and a little bit beyond,
lifetime.
Boy, I have yeah, right. I don't even know what you could look at beyond that. But I think maybe the last thing outside of technology would be animation, so visualizations, and then you can then apply that to some of those technical technologies that you were looking at.
You're into architecture. Who are some of the people that you look for to teach you the newest things?
So I look to someone like Dave Chappell. So some of the training programs that he offers around architecture strategy and that. There's a great book called Innovation by Carlson and Wilmot that talks about the business side of value propositions, and it helps me as an architect defend some of the decisions that I make. Javal Lowy, fantastic thought leader, and then I just go through MSDN and find some of the crazy articles. Eric Lippert has some unbelievable stuff that goes way deeper than I ever will go technically, but it always makes me think. So that's just some cool people to think about.
If you could be one character in Star Trek, who would you be?
Riker, hands down.
Riker?
Absolutely.
Wow, I haven't got that one yet.
Well, you know, he's a pretty good man with the ladies, so that tends to work nice.
And it's always good to be the guy behind the guy.
Number 2.
Yeah,
that's
because
right.
the guy always has to do all the work, but if
Yeah.
you're the guy behind the guy.
And I don't look good bald.
What is on your summer read, see, listen list?
Listen, Silver Sun Pickups, latest album.
I love them.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Their first album, and people compare them to the Smashing Pumpkins. I don't quite get that. They're just fantastic.
I would say more garbage. Like her voice is really garbage-esque to me.
Yeah, but at least with this, it's a band all of kind of peers. Garbage was, you had Manson plus 3 old school hardcore punk / producer guys who are all really talented. So that was sort of like a Led Zeppelin kind of thing with young Robert Plant and older Jimmy Page. I think the Silver Sun Pickups are fantastic. So that's I think the listen list. I've been looking at all the science magazines, anything to do with science and all the business magazines. So you got like Harvard Business Review and Inc., and then you got Scientific American and Seed. And I'm finding that there's some interesting things that you can weave across the two to think about. And one example is just the role animation is going to play in communicating complex ideas. That's some pretty cool stuff that they're starting to look at, both for medicine and other scientific areas. So that's just an interest area for me.
How do you take in your software? Through blogs, books, video, podcasts?
I'd say right now mostly blogs, mostly text-based stuff. I'm sort of trying to force myself to get into more of watching videos like this and pulling down podcasts, though I will say the Penny Arcade podcast is on my list. Whenever it comes out, I have to pull that down because those guys are just hilarious. So I'm trying to get myself more into using the rich media, which ironically is where I got my start in the early 90s doing multimedia, so kind of getting back into consuming that.
So what does it take to be a good architect, and how do you become one? What are your steps into doing that?
Well, I can tell you what I think makes a good one. I don't know if I can give you all the right steps because we're still all trying to figure that out. But I think asking good questions is really important. And when you ask those questions, have a sense for what the right answer is, but be willing to change your answer. So we as architects have to figure out how to make all these things work together. And we do have to come with opinions, but we also have to be willing to change those opinions if we learn something new. So that's what I do. I ask a lot of questions. Sometimes people get a little frustrated with that because I ask one question, they give me an answer. I ask them 10 more questions. They wonder if it's ever going to end. But I think that's a really important part of it.
All right, well, thank you so much. This is Jeff Emery with TechZulu reporting for Bytes by MSDN.
Thanks, Jens.